Award finalist second Proud Korean Screenplay competition. Original screenplay, Scorpio, adapted into 123-episode epic beauty spy war. Episode 35, Brother, Trust Me. In episode 34, Sang-wook whispered a shocking truth to Jun-tae. Is that really true? What was that truth? Sang-wook's father is a North Korean sleeper agent, marked as a defector for failing to respond to orders, now hunted by an assassination squad. And right now, he's living as a homeless man in Seoul's underground passages. Brother, my mother is pitiful. When I see her bent back, my heart breaks. Jun-tae makes a dangerous decision. He will release Sang-wook. But at that very moment, the shadow of assassins moves in the darkness. Can Sang-wook's family survive? Episode 35, Assassination Squad Executes Defector's Father, starts now. Sang-wook nodded quietly. Are you telling me the truth? I am. I swear. Then tell me everything. Everything you know. Sang-wook exhaled a cloud of cigarette smoke but said nothing. Still, his eyes wavered slightly. He's starting to crack. Jun-tae, my mother and my father are both involved. Don't push me too hard. If word gets out that I'm in here, they'll kill my parents. I'm serious. So your father's supposed to keep running and living like a homeless man forever? He needs to turn himself in. You say that like it's easy. It's not. They're watching us. Reports go in. They already know I was picked up. That's why it's so dangerous. We'll handle this quietly. Where is he now? That I can't say. If I do, my whole family dies. If you don't talk, we can't protect anyone. You'll regret this later. Don't come crying when you've missed your chance. Tell me now. Give me another cigarette. How many are you going to smoke? Think about your health. You'll drop dead first. Jun-tae studied his face carefully, speaking with genuine sincerity. You know you're the first person who's ever worried about my health. Other than my mom, you think the assassination squad will just let this go? Not a chance. I know. That's why everything feels so dark. They might be hunting your father right now as we speak. That's why I've been doing their dirty work for him bit by bit. So how did your father become a cut-off sleeper agent? You know, don't you? I don't know all the details. But years ago, he got caught up in illegal money dealings and went to prison. He missed a North Korean contact deadline. After that he's been running ever since. So that's when the misunderstanding, or not even a misunderstanding, started. Your father running. The assassination unit hunting him. That's basically the story, right? Yes. And after that, my mother had me running errands for the Japanese client. The Japanese client. You mean is Black Snake the old man with the white beard, right? I don't know his real name. Black Snake, White Snake, probably him, yeah. Why did you do errands for him? Why didn't you just refuse? Brother, people's lives were in their hands. You think I could just say no? That's absurd. How did you meet your father? Did you go looking for him? No, he would come find us when he needed something. In North Korea, a cut-off agent is treated as a traitor. They send kill teams. Then what about me? If that's true, why should I even cooperate with you at all? Because they don't recycle people. You're on the purge list. They don't just let anyone walk away. Brother, listen, please protect my father and my mother. I'm not asking you to erase our family's crimes. Punish us if you must. But sobbing after everything we've done for them, to just be murdered like that, I can't accept it. I just can't. You're right. The circumstances are complicated, but I'll do everything I can, within the bounds of the law. Thank you, brother. Please do that. I'll reveal my identity to your mother myself and convince her. And I will protect her. Tears welled up in Sang-wook's eyes and spilled over. Don't cry. Now where is your father? Sang-wook did not answer. Where is he? Is he working somewhere? Sobbing, my father? Working? A man being hunted can't hold a job. Then where is he? He's staying there. Where? Tell me. We need to secure him and protect him. Sang-wook leaned in and whispered. He's homeless right now. What? Homeless? At Seoul Station? Busan Station? Which station? I can't say. You can't say? Why do you think I'm asking? Think carefully. My mother is pitiful. When I see her bent back, I feel like my heart is going to burst. I know. I've known since we were kids you've always been more caring than Jung-wook. A better son. Warmer-hearted. I saved up some money for her surgery. My brother who works at City Hall took all of it and disappeared. Not a word since. I didn't know that happened. I had no idea. Jung-wook, that bastard, what the hell is wrong with him? That piece of shit. New Year's, Chuseok, he never comes home. He doesn't act like the eldest son at all. When I see a guy like that, what hope is there for our family? Man, I didn't know Jung-wook was that far gone. He's completely worthless. Brother, give me a few days. I'll turn myself in. I promise you, man to man. But you have to tell me everything you know. Next time, I really will. I'll tell you everything. When's next time supposed to come? Just 3 days. That's not long, is it? And you know you're in our custody right now, right? I know I've been caught. If they find out you've been released, what do you think they'll assume? Sang-wook did not respond. If things were normal, there's no way you'd be let go, right? They'll naturally assume you confessed. Sang-wook nodded slightly. So if they find out you're here, they'll send an assassination squad to kill you. To kill you. That could happen, yeah. For a moment, even Jun-tae felt conflicted. Sang-wook, this is a really difficult situation. Honestly, it's not something I can decide on my own. Then what am I supposed to do? But I'll trust you. Even if I get fired for this, I'll let you go temporarily. Really? But for your safety, I'll attach a couple of agents to you. Understood? Brother, are you really going to spread word that I turned informant? Do you want to watch my whole family die? Still, going alone is dangerous. What if they help you from a distance? No, even with them, I have to be alone. I have to be completely alone. Then what if I assign you a skilled female agent? That's even worse. Just trust me for now. I'll send someone discreet. Like in James Bond, you know? Sang-wook shook his head firmly. No, that won't work. They might already know I'm being turned. Sang-wook, where are Black Snake and Gilrimshang right now? I don't know. I really don't. We know your organization's structure. The chain of command, too. You know our chain of command? We're the NIS. Don't underestimate us, or you'll regret it. I know. I'm not trying to disrespect the NIS or anything. Then tell me, who is Gilrimshang? Do you know? Or not? Gilrimshang? Who's Gilrimshang? Jun-tae suddenly slammed the table and raised his voice. You bastard. You really don't know who Gilrimshang is? His voice was sharp as a blade. Anger simmered beneath every word. He stared at Sang-wook with piercing, unrelenting intensity. Jun-tae's eyes were bloodshot with fury. Even his lips trembled. He was on the verge of exploding. Despite approaching him with sincerity, it seemed Sang-wook was deliberately pushing his buttons. Where is Gilrimshang's legitimate base? Where is he right now? Ha brother, I'm exhausted. I'll ask you one more time. Gilrimshang is your superior, isn't he? Brother, I'm shaking. I'm anxious. I'm losing my mind. Help me. Why am I trembling like this? Fine. Let's take a break and continue later. Interrogation lounge. The lounge next to the interrogation room. It was rare for team leader Jun-tae himself to interrogate a suspect. This was one of those cases so serious that Director Cho had personally ordered it. Director Cho walked in. Beside him stood a female agent everyone recognized. Team leader Yoon. Yes, Director. You know who this is, right? Of course. That's Agent Lee. Eun-ah, the one who was temporarily assigned to the North Korea Intelligence Center's analysis unit. You also know she was transferred back to the Counterintelligence Analysis Unit in this latest personnel reshuffle. Right? She's a seasoned junior officer. Train her well. Eun-ah, I've known her for a long time. One of the best shots in the NIS. She'll catch on fast. You flatter me. Senior, I'll do my best. You've been receiving OJT training, right? Field training is what really matters. You remember how rough things were during the Gwangwamun project, when you were deployed for field support, don't you? Yes. Conditions were difficult in many ways back then. I've been studying the investigation, files and materials, but there's still a lot I don't understand. Don't say that. When the director sent you there, I thought we were losing a major asset. You organized the NIS's 50-year counter-espionage history archives, so you must have access to extremely sensitive, classified materials that aren't easy to reach. I guess I'm more of a field agent. It doesn't all sink in just from reading. But I'll learn. Now that I'm back in the investigation unit, I'll give it everything I have. These are the active operation files. Go through them carefully. Yes. I've been reviewing all the open materials. Now that you're back in the investigation bureau, the real 3D line of work, you need to understand exactly how things operate. Yes, Senior. Oh, Team Leader Jun-tae. We're busy. Let's talk later. You'll catch up quickly. I'll work hard. Go back and forth between Team Leader Kong Dae Bomb's Unit 2. Learn from everyone. Yes. I'm rotating between units and learning as much as I can. Director Cho, who had been reviewing the interrogation documents, spoke again. Do you know the first rule of investigation? I was taught that it's investigative security. Right. You must keep your mouth shut, and all 5 senses have to stay sharp. I'll remember that. This is an interrogation. Stay close and learn. Theory doesn't mean much out here. This is psychological warfare. Yes. Interrogation techniques and how you draw out statements are crucial. I'm learning a lot through field training. Team Leader Yoon, when you teach her, do it properly. Don't go easy just because you know her. Push her hard. Yes, Director. Don't worry. I'll train her rigorously. He spoke with confidence about mentoring Eun-ah as an investigator. Execution of the defector. The homeless encampment beneath the streets of Seoul. As night fell, Jung-jae Sang-wook's father was lying among the homeless, trying to sleep. His hair was wild, his skin darkened from exposure, and his long, untrimmed beard made his face look hollow and worn. Under thick eyebrows, his sunken eyes were filled with fear. Malnutrition had left dry sores around his mouth, making him look filthy and broken. Near dawn, someone quietly shook him awake. Shish. Who is it? Comrade, follow us quietly. Jung-jae could not answer. How had they found him here, living as a vagrant? Was it an assassination squad? Or was it a review, maybe even a chance for redemption? Fear and confusion made his mind tighten. Hurry. Come with us. The shadow placed a finger over his lips, threatening him to stay silent. Then tilted his head, ordering him to follow. A chill ran down Jung-jae's spine. Overwhelmed by the Death Reaper-like presence of the man, he obeyed in silence. They walked a short distance and came out to the road. A black van was waiting in the distance. The door opened. Jung-jae quietly climbed inside. Click. The door locked, and the van drove off down the dark highway. Comrade, who do you think we are? Jung-jae could not answer. Did you think you could defect and still live, you treacherous bastard? I did not defect. Is ignoring the party's call a form of surrender? Or is it conversion? I never surrendered. Never. Where did you learn to ignore party orders? Did the rotten, stinking capitalist ideology rot your revolutionary spirit? No, I was in prison. Prison? Why? You even had a legal residency card issued by the party. Why did the South Korean police arrest you? The operation funds were low, so I lent money to civilians. The interest was tempting. Loan sharking? Are you out of your mind? In the history of our republic, you are the first man to be arrested in the South as an economic criminal. I am sorry. I was afraid, so I hid for a long time. You are a worthless scum who disobeys party orders. I did not disobey. We are aware that your cipher tables were leaked. Jung-jae could not reply. Only the headlights of passing cars flashed by in the dark. The man handed him a convenience store bread and a bottle of Bacchus energy drink. Eat. Thank you. Don't thank me. This may be your last meal. Jung-jae ate hungrily, as if he hadn't eaten in days. Yellowed teeth showed. His swollen, split lips bruised from fights among the homeless trembled as he chewed. Then, suddenly, the assassin in the back seat moved. The assassin put on leather gloves. Pulling a small loop between the fingers, a thin wire slid out. He tugged it 2 or 3 times, checking the tension. Then, from behind he looped it around Jung-jae's neck. The wire tightened. Jung-jae thrashed, clawing at his throat. Kicking the front seat, struggling desperately to live. The North Korean agent in the front sneered. Look at the traitor thrashing to live. That's what happens when you defect. You should have lived properly under the leader's love. After a few moments, Jung-jae went still. Now that he's quiet, dispose of him. Yes. I will handle it." The van stopped on a deserted dam bridge near Paldong, outside Seoul. They confirmed Jung-jae was dead. They opened the rear door and dragged out a heavy concrete block. 2 chain hooks had been embedded into it, specially made. They wrapped chains around Jung-jae's torso, legs, and neck, securing him to the concrete. Then they pushed both the concrete block and the body over the edge of the bridge. Splash! A massive spray of water erupted. Weighted by concrete, the body sank rapidly into the depths. Cold, inhuman eyes watched in silence, making sure there would be no escape. It's done. That's how traitors end. Let's move. Ending meant, "Brother, please trust me." Sang-wook trusted Jun-tae and revealed everything. His father living as a homeless man. His mother's bent back. His brother Young-wook stealing the surgery money. Jun-tae makes his decision. "I'll trust you and release you temporarily." Sang-wook is given 3 days. But then, that very night, Sang-wook's father, Lee Jong-jae, sleeping in Seoul's underground passage. "Comrade, follow us quietly. He's caught by the assassination squad. Did you think you could live after defecting? You bastard." A black van. Paldong Dam Bridge. Wire strangulation. Dumped into the water tied to concrete. Splash. This is the end of all defectors, you understand? Sang-wook doesn't know yet. While he's been given 3 days. His father has already sunk to the bottom of the cold Paldong Dam. Meanwhile, Eun-ah has returned to the investigation team. "I'm back in the investigation unit and will dedicate all my passion." Is this just a coincidence? And what if the assassination squad discovers that Sang-wook has been released? If he was released normally, they'd think he confessed, right? Jun-tae's warning becomes reality. In episode 36, Sang-wook's life hangs in the balance. Please look forward to episode 36. Your subscriptions and likes give great strength to creators. Thank you. Opening meant, hello, everyone. This series, Beauty Spy War, is an upgraded 123-episode epic spy thriller based on Scorpio. A finalist in the second Proud Korean Screenplay competition. Welcome to episode 36 of Beauty Spy War. In the last episode, Lee Jong-jae, Sang-wook's father and a vanished North Korean spy, met his tragic end. And Eun-ah made a dramatic return to the National Intelligence Service. Sang-wook now faces interrogation by Jun-tae. Can he keep the organization's secrets safe? Meanwhile, the organization's blade has already been sharpened, aimed coldly at his back. Today's episode, the assassin comes to Sang-wook's Dvoke, Let's begin." Jun-tae returned to the interrogation room once again. Beside him, Agent Lee Eun-ah, assisting as a junior investigator, carefully observed Sang-wook's movements and reactions. "Sang-wook, where are Hyuk-seo and Gilrim-shung right now?" "I told you. I don't know. You little bastard. You don't know even though he's your superior handler." Jun-tae barked at him, looking as if he might strike him at any moment. "What the hell is a superior handler? I only know the Jongbu railway line. I already know everything. Your handler is Gilrim-shung, isn't it?" "Gilrim-shung? If you go to mainland China, there's a province called Jilin, you know?" Sang-wook glanced at Eun-ah, who had entered as Jun-tae's assistant, and gave a crooked grin. It was clear the two had never met before. He didn't seem to realize. They were from the same organization. "You must be new. Pretty face. I'd love to take you out on a date sometime." Sang-wook threw out the pointless joke, deliberately, trying to disrupt the interrogation. "This bastard still hasn't come to his senses, huh?" At that instant, Eun-ah seemed to rise from her seat. And then, without hesitation, she drove her long leg straight into Sang-wook's chest. It was less a kick than a full downward stomp with the sole of her foot. Sang-wook flew backward and slammed onto the floor. He clutched his chest, gasping in agony. There wasn't even time to stop her. She had moved like lightning so fast that even team leader Jun-tae was stunned. Through the glass wall of the adjacent observation room, NIS staff watching the interrogation froze in shock. What the hell was that? The rookie's tougher than the seniors. Eun-ah's got more fire in her than she looks like. She's going to make waves. That's one sharp new recruit. She wasn't in the same department. But isn't she the same generation as the senior officers? Yeah, Eun-ah's ruthless. Always had a mean edge to her. Inside the interrogation room, the atmosphere flipped instantly. He groaned in pain, clutching his chest. "Sit up straight, you piece of shit. Before I kill you." The air inside the room turned ice cold. Even Jun-tae was taken aback by the sudden blow. "Eun-ah, you keep going. You're good at this." Jun-tae openly praised the rookie agent. "Sit up properly, asshole." "Where's the Dvoke location?" "Location? Huh? Where are the slush funds, the handgun, the poison needles you received?" "I don't know. I told you I don't know." "What's Gilrim-zong's real name? Isn't it Jang Sang-man?" For a split second, Sang-wook flinched, clearly caught off guard. "I don't know his name." "You bastard, what the hell do you know then?" He had heard of refusing to testify as a courtroom tactic. But this was something else. Denying or refusing to acknowledge everything, no matter what. Eun-ah casually pulled out a photograph and placed it in front of Sang-wook. Who is this man? Is this Hy? Maybe. Or maybe not. What's his real name? They called him Hy. Hy, as in Hi? I only heard Hy. I don't know anything else. Jun-tae cut in quietly from the side. Sang-wook, refusing to testify won't change anything. I know that. But you claim you know nothing about Hy, someone you supposedly know well? I really don't know Hy. Then what about Gilrim-shung? I've never met Mr. Gilrim-shung. Where did you see him? I don't know. Who else did you meet? He came alone. Came alone where? At Danyang Lake. Danyang Lake? You're the one who brought the black dog there last time, right? Yes, that part's true. But I don't know if that man was Gilrim-shung. What did he look like? He was wearing sunglasses. I couldn't see his face clearly. Sunglasses? He came on a motorcycle? Yes. After I handed over the item. He took off into the forest on a mountain bike fast as hell. Riding an off-road bike like that isn't easy. He rode the trails like he was racing. Watching him was like watching a professional competition. That good? Yes. He even did light jumps, weaving through the terrain. There were police checkpoints along the way, but he wasn't stopped even once. Sounds like someone who knows the area well. We confirmed he exited near the roadside, but after that, things got strange. What happened? An accident? No, the motorcycle just vanished. At that moment, Eun-ah's mind began spinning rapidly. Good. The motorcyclist was a third party, a separate accomplice. Sang-wook didn't actually know who Gilrim-shung was. Not yet. In truth, Gilrim-shung had left in a black midsize sedan. Dressed in a tailored suit, disguised as a wedding guest. The car had been filled with congratulatory balloons. In case of police inspection, she already knew he had passed through checkpoints without issue, and completed his mission. Sang-wook didn't know the details. Better to end this before he talks too much. Killing him would be the best way to protect the upper chain. Into the forest? Yes. Why? I delivered the item. So he must have had another objective. What kind of item? Heavy? Light? I don't know. It wasn't heavy. What do you mean you don't know? How can you deliver something without knowing what it is? Oh wait. I remember. It was inside a waterproof zipper bag. I don't know what was inside. Tell us the whole story properly. I was only told to deliver the item from the Danyang Lake cruise ship to Point A. A request? Or an order? Which was it? I got contacted from above. They told me to meet at Point A. They even sent the coordinates. Eun-ah suddenly stepped into the exchange. Tell us who that above was. She wanted to know how much Sang-wook actually knew about his superior line. If he knew too much, it would be safer to kill him under some pretext. Whether he knew about the legally established cover for Gilrimshung. Whether he had ever spoken to anyone about Hyuk-saw. If he did, the cell's security was compromised beyond repair. I don't know who the superior was. Gilrimshung contacted me and told me to put the dog on the cruise ship ahead of time. Put the dog on the ship? Jun-tae and Eun-ah asked at the same time. They told me to secretly load it late at night. Too many passengers would cause chaos. So you did train the black dog? Yes. I trained it with a wireless receiver attached. Where? If you go past Dumumori. There are places almost nobody knows. Dumumori? Yes. Around Yangpyeong or Gapyeong, great scenery, clean water. Did the dog train well? Of course. Socialization from a young age, obedience training the basics. But can a dog really jump from a boat into the river on its own? Dozens of times. Left, right, forward training over and over. Training results? Yes. Dogs have better obedience than people. There's a method to it. Where is that dog now? I can't say. Why? Sounds like there's a reason you can't talk. Sang-wook stopped answering altogether. He knew too well, pull out one wrong brick, and the entire tower would collapse. Jun-tae tried once more. Hai was caught in a brothel crackdown. There's a warrant and a composite sketch. Catching him is only a matter of time. Hung, I really don't know. I'll tell you everything later. There was no other choice. Jun-tae decided to release Sang-wook for 3 days to draw out more information. 3 days. Exactly 3. If I hear nothing by then, I'll assume you've turned and I'll put a bullet in your skull myself. As he left, Sang-wook silently grabbed Jun-tae's palm and wrote something on it. Gilrimshung, Busan. Jun-tae's eyes widened. He mouthed silently. Busan? You mean Busan? Sang-wook nodded quietly. Jun-tae gave his shoulder a light tap in thanks. So where are you going now? I have something I need to handle on my own. At least tell me roughly. I can assign agents. No, I'll be back. Fine. Turn yourself in. Let's save everyone. Jun-tae slapped Sang-wook's back lightly as he left. From behind, Eun-ah watched her eyes cold. He gave him something. Some kind of information. The assassin who came for Sang-wook's Dvoke. Yong-dae, send this guy off. Yes? I'll vouch for him. Give him 3 days. Just 3. What if he disappears or runs? If I say send him, then send him. I wouldn't say this if I couldn't take responsibility. Yes. Understood. And return all of his personal belongings. Drive him somewhere quiet. A male agent brought Sang-wook his belongings, including his mobile phone. Sang-wook gave a short bow, pulled his cap down low, and quietly got into the car. After seeing him off, Jun-tae asked Agent Young-dae, "You swapped the SIM card, right?" "Yes. We set it up so location tracking is active." "Good. Nice work. Monitor him closely. Don't screw this up by losing him." They dropped Sang-wook off near a quiet stretch of road outside Gimpo. He took an intercity bus into Seoul and got off at Express Bus Terminal Station. He transferred to the subway and got off at Gangnam Station. Then he took a city bus. After getting off again, he took a taxi and quietly entered his lodging. From there, he went down to the parking lot, got into his own car, and drove out onto the national highway. After driving for quite some time, as if something suddenly occurred to him, he turned off his phone. If he wanted to cut the tail and avoid being tracked, powering down his phone was the safest option. Inside an antiquarian bookstore, Eun-ah was browsing through old books. BZZZT. He checked his screen. A message appeared from youngest daughter. "Oh, my daughter. How have you been? Please discipline the youngest properly. Make sure it really shakes him awake. Still tormenting his older sister? If we leave him alone, he'll ruin the entire family. We should erase him from the family registry entirely. My daughter, all right. I understand. Take care of yourself. Yes. Father, please stay healthy." This was plain text communication secretly exchanged by Eun-ah, who had infiltrated the National Intelligence Service. Here, the youngest referred to the young Sang-wook. Erasing him from the family registry meant he had already crossed a bridge he could never return from, and should be silently and completely eliminated from the organization's network. The moment Eun-ah ended the call, he dialed Hyena. "Comrade. It's time for you to prove your loyalty to the party." "Yes. Give me the order. Deal with that bastard whether he's a dog dealer or a dog trainer. Make it crystal clear what happens to those who betray the party and cause harm." "Yes. I will carry out the order. Show your loyalty to the party without any doubt." "Yes, instructor comrade. Take special care not to leave any evidence." "Yes. We've been monitoring him continuously. We've caught his trail. Handle it cleanly. No mistakes. I will take care of it without error." The assassin who came for Sang-wook's Dvoke. Sang-wook drove along a dark national highway late at night. A sign reading Ganghwa Island flashed past. After turning onto a remote, sparsely populated road and driving for quite some time, a standalone house came into view. There were no neighboring homes nearby. The area felt isolated, silent, and cold. As he passed through the gate, the sound of pit bull terriers barking violently erupted. Aggressive, battle-bred dogs. Fearsome attack animals that never let go once they bite. When Sang-wook stepped into the yard, he saw 2 doghouses standing alone. He walked straight over and gently petted the 2 pit bulls. The dogs wagged and reacted warmly to their owner's touch. He then slightly lifted the 2 doghouses, standing side by side, and moved them aside. They were built from thick, heavy wooden planks. But despite the weight, moving them wasn't difficult. As he began digging into the ground beneath where the doghouses had stood, a flat wooden board appeared. He removed the board and dug deeper. A small pit was revealed. Brushing away the soil with his hands, he uncovered a bundle wrapped in black plastic. The package had been wrapped and sealed multiple times to withstand rain. After breaking the seal and opening it, he found $30,000 in cash, a handgun, a codebook, and poison needles. Sang-wook took part of the cash bundle and 1 poison needle, and slipped them into his pocket. He placed the board back, covered it with soil again, and dragged the 2 doghouses back to their original positions. Once he left this place, he didn't know when he would be able to return. He stacked large sacks of dog food in preparation for a long absence. That should be enough. As he went into the shed inside the house to gather more supplies, a chilling sensation struck him. In an instant, Hyena, who had been hiding behind the door, looped a wire around his neck and tightened it. Sang-wook gasped for air, struggling desperately. Sang-wook clawed at the wire with both hands, but it wouldn't loosen. The more he struggled, the tighter the wire constricted. "Comrade, you know what happens to defectors, don't you?" He tried to speak through choked gasps. Despite the pain, Sang-wook tried to speak. Hyena pulled the wire even harder. "So you were recruited by the National Intelligence Service. A double agent, huh? Everyone else gets dragged to prison. But you roam around freely? Was it the party that sent you? Why, you took U.S. operational funds out of the Dvoke. Were you planning to hand them over to the NIS?" He let out a strangled cry. "Bastard, after everything, this is all you do for me. I have to live. I must survive no matter what." In his agony, a sudden thought flashed through his mind. The poison needle. It was the only way out of this nightmare. He reached out. With trembling fingers, he fumbled through his pocket. searching for the poison needle he had just taken from the Dvoke, the moment his fingers closed around it. Hyena tightened the wire even more. It felt like his neck was about to snap in half. With all his remaining strength, Sang-wook pulled out the needle and stabbed Hyena with it. Hyena flinched and recoiled in surprise. The poison needle dangled uselessly, embedded in Hyena's thick military-grade vest. The toxin had spread across the fabric, but most of it had spilled harmlessly away. In the next instant, Hyena lunged forward, wrestled Sang-wook down, snatched the needle away, and drove it straight into Sang-wook's neck. Sang-wook's body convulsed violently. He trembled uncontrollably, then collapsed in agony. "Traitor bastard. Goodbye. Out of respect for the loyalty you once showed the party, I won't bother cutting your body into pieces." His breathing grew shallow and faint. Ending meant, how was today's episode, everyone? Sang-wook trusted Jun-tae until the very end and left him a clue Busan. But the organization had already marked him for elimination. The wire of the hyena at the Ganghwa Dvoke. And ironically, the poison needle he himself had prepared. What will become of Sang-wook's fate? In the next episode, Jun-tae heads to Busan, and Eun-ah's next move unfolds. Stay tuned for the mounting tension. Beauty Spy War releases new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, featuring 2-episode compilations on weekends. Your subscriptions, likes, and notifications mean the world to us. See you in episode 37. Thank you.